Hey, it's Jeff Walker, and today I want to talk about how to make more money in your business with email. So if you've been watching my stuff, reading my stuff, looking at the videos, you know I'm a huge fan of email and email marketing and building email lists and building relationship with your email subscribers. I've been publishing via email since 1996. It's been more than 18 years. That's how I started my business, and I've always focused on email. And you know, it's funny because there's always people that are declaring email is dead, email's over, there's some hot new thing. And it's the one tool that just keeps on working. It's breathtaking. It's like you write an email, you send it out to your list, and action happens. You know, they click on your links, they go buy your products, they comment on your posts, they drive your page views, your video views, whatever. Email gets results. So what I wanted to talk about today is sort of that, you know, right now the hot new thing, and it's not right now, it's been a while, is social. And certainly Facebook is the thing right now. And it has been for a while, but really in the last, I don't know, year or two, the Facebook advertising has gotten so powerful, and it really is a game changer. But it's only a game changer if you use Facebook to drive people to your email pages. You cannot sell very effectively straight from Facebook. It just doesn't, it's nowhere near as effective as driving people to your email list. And it's funny because one of the things I get to, because of my position in the industry, in teaching people about product launches through Product Launch Formula, I get to see the inside of a lot of people's lists. And what I mean by that is, in these big joint venture launches where there's you have a whole bunch of affiliates mailing for your launch, or joint venture partners mailing for your launch, and I've done dozens of JV launches. In these JV launches, you get to see which lists are the most powerful. You get to, because your partners will mail into your launch, and you get to see how much traffic they've sent, how many leads they've driven. So in other words, how is their traffic converting to leads, converting to opt-ins, converting to subscribers, and then you get to see how they convert into sales. And it's really interesting because lists, first of all, someone has a really, they've got a big list, but they mail and they don't send any traffic. Okay, they don't have any power in that list. They don't have a relationship with that list. And then they send people, but they don't convert. And there could be a lot of different reasons. It might be a mismatch with your offer, or it might be poor copy, or it might be just they've got people that just like to look around and be tire kickers, but they don't like to follow through. So you get to look at their conversion, and then you get to see how they convert into the sale, and that's where the real power is in a list. So, and there's always lots and lots of surprises every time you do one of these big joint venture launches. It really shows you who's got the power in any given market. And and I've gotten to manage launches or see the inside, watch the data in all these launches I've done, plus launches clients have done in all kinds of different markets. Incredibly interesting. Also, I take part in a lot of launches as a partner. Maybe once a month I will promote someone else's launch, and I get to mail, and then I get to see how I perform my list performs compared to other people's lists, because there's usually what we call a leaderboard, and the person running the launch, who is publishing the product or creating the product, doing the launch, they'll publish a leaderboard, and the leaderboard is, here's the top 10 people that sent leads, and then during the pre-launch, and then once the cart opens up, they'll send out an email. Here's the top 10 people that that in terms of sales, who's making the sales, and often there's a prize list that's attached to that leaderboard, and often there can be very significant prizes. So there's a lot of competition going on. So I get to see how my list stacks up, and what's really interesting is, like, right now I'm participating in a launch. I'm promoting a launch by Ryan Deiss, and he's got this great product, and it's actually about email, and it focuses more on after you get the email subscriber, then what do you do? What kind of email do you send them? How do you follow up with them? How do you take them and turn them from a prospect into a buyer, into a multi-buyer? If someone isn't engaged, how do you get them engaged? If someone was engaged but then stopped opening your email, how do you re-engage them? Really great stuff. And of course, I've known Ryan for over a decade, and he is probably one of the, if not the smartest pure marketer that I know. So it's a great product, and I'm really happy to promote this thing, and I promoted it, all his pre-launch videos, great content, so I was happy to mail into those. And I sent a whole bunch of traffic, but this is an interesting thing, is there was someone who was relatively unknown with a fairly small list who was actually beating me in terms of the number of leads that he sent. And I'm looking at this, and so I could, just by looking at it and poking around doing some research, it's pretty obvious that he's sending a lot of leads through Facebook and other paid traffic. Great strategy, nothing wrong with that strategy, to actually go out, and if you're pretty convinced that an affiliate offer is going to convert, then you send traffic from Facebook and then in other paid media. And so this person was beating me in the leads contest, so he could send more leads, but I'm sitting back like, I'm not too worried, because what the contest that counts is once the cart opens up and you start making sales. And of course, what happened is exactly what I expected to happen. I'm right at the top of the leaderboard. I've been bouncing around between first and second place on the leaderboard. Really proud of that, because, well, I got that little competitive streak. And I know it's a great product, and I'm happy to promote and support Ryan. But in any case, this person who had been beating me, soundly in the leads contest, was just nowhere to be found in the sales contest. And that's because he was driving people, he didn't have a relationship with them. He was taking cold traffic that he basically bought and sending them into pre-launch. Again, nothing wrong with that strategy, but it's not going to compete with me sending people that I had a strong relationship with, that I could give a strong recommendation to. That's the power of an email list, is once you have a subscriber, you put them on your list, then you go through an engagement and an indoctrination campaign. You let them know who you are, what you stand for, why you're doing what you're doing. Why should they care about you? You build up that relationship with them, and it's what I call it, relationship capital. That might sound a little, capitalistic, but that's the way it is. We have relationship capital all throughout our lives. It's, you have relationship capital with your kids, with your spouse. When you have a strong relationship with them, with someone, then you can go to that person and ask them for something. So I've got a strong relationship with my list. I can go to them and say, hey, this is a great product. I think you should go check it out. Those people are always going to convert better than someone that is cold coming in from social media. So again, social media is awesome, but your focus with social media should be putting them on your list. And then once you put them on your list, then it's your job to engage with them, build that relationship, let them know who you are, what you're all about, why you're in business, why they should care about you, and how you care about them. So always, always, don't get enamored with Facebook for Facebook's sake. Don't get enamored with Facebook in terms of following up, building up page followers. Get enamored with Facebook and other social and paid traffic in terms of driving them from those sources into your list and then building the relationship with your list. So if you're watching this blog anywhere else besides jeffwalker.com, head over there. That's where all the conversation is. That's where I'm in the comments, answering comments and questions. And I'd love to hear from you. Love to hear your questions about email publishing, relationship building, and just tell me about your experiences and your results. And head over to jeffwalker.com and let's go get them this week.